Okay, self-assessment is absolutely essential in getting started on this road to being successful in dating. The reason why self-assessment really is your foundation. It's ground zero. It's your beginning point. When it comes to directions, when you're driving in the car and someone is instructing you on how to get somewhere, they need to know where you're at right now. That's just absolutely it. So self assessment is absolutely essential in knowing what you're going to need from this point. Now, self assessment is really up to you what you want to focus on. There is a PDF file that's right next to this video, and it just has a short list on there of different things that you can focus on. One of them, I believe, is the apparel or fashion, the way that you're dressed, and that's great and everything. But you can even take that subject and break that down into 10 different things. To your hair, the cologne. Do you even wear cologne? Do you bathe? Do you? And that starts to cross boundaries with some of the other things on there like hygiene. But go down that list and add things to the list if you want, and mark on a scale of 1 through 10 where you feel you are on those things. Now, later on, we are going to do some exercises where you get feedback from others, but even right now, if you've got written down on a piece of paper several different points when it comes to assessing you and your appearance, you could hand that to a friend or a family member and just have them judge you and rate you. They could say his hairdo, scale of 1 through 10, I'd give you a 7. Uh, you're a 6 because you got a belly, and a 0 because you don't ever smell good, brother. I always telling you how you stink, whatever. And so, um, self assessment is be as hard on yourself as you can. But it's very important that you see how you're showing up. More importantly, how you look to others. As you go through this lesson and the entire course, you are going to get feedback that you're not really happy with or that you might be surprised with. And starting right now with the mindset to where you're open to feedback, you're open to what's going to come your way, the better off you're going to be. Don't be closed off. Because I'm telling you, there's many of you out there have no idea how you look to others. You really don't, especially in dating, whether it's online dating or face to face. You're turning face to face approach into face to face combat. You really are. I watch and I observe, and I'm absolutely shocked at how oblivious people are. When I see some guy hounding a girl, he should be absolutely embarrassed with how he is. There's this Justin character that when I first started dating my girlfriend, this dude would email her over and over and again, and she would tell him to go away in every possible way. This guy was oblivious. He was really kind of scary. And she blocked him. She blocked him. Well, what's even funnier is 3 or 4 months had passed, blocked. And she unblocked him because we were kidding around about him still sending her messages every day. And sure enough, a text popped up from this guy. This guy was so clueless that it was scary. And there's other guys that are very similar in nature to that. You are completely clueless that you're scaring women away or pushing them away from you. Starting with a self-assessment is going to put you in line, on track to getting a lot of things figured out. And so be a football coach with yourself. You don't need to be an athlete to know what it's like to have a coach screaming in your face, because I'm telling you that right now. But you know what? Be critical of yourself. If you're a football player and the ball's thrown to you and you drop it, You don't come back and say, oh, that was a great catch I just made. You dropped the ball, dude. Like, you dropped it. So don't lie. Don't be unrealistic. Face the facts. Self-assessment starts with that, if I could just say that correctly. And so come up with a list on your own, but really get to know yourself. Videotape yourself. And, you see how you look. That's a great way to do self-assessment. I believe I talk about that in the student manual that you guys have access to. In baseball, when we were young, our coach, Willie Nelson, took us down to the UVU. We all batted. I kept telling him, I'm not dipping my shoulder. No, I'm not dipping my shoulder. I don't know why I'm sending pop-ups into center field all the time. Videotape myself. It wasn't like this. I was dipping. And that's why I was hitting pop-ups. Videotape, we assessed, and we saw exactly what was going on. So this right here, I'm telling you, these are all things that you guys can do for yourself. Everything I'm going to teach you is in a lot of ways going to be so simple, but it is extraordinary in the results. So after each assignment, I'm sure you can say, well, I could have done that or figured that out. But in this process, you're trusting this, that it's going to get you somewhere, which is successful dating. So right now, you're going to figure out a ton just by being effective with your self-assessment. This is something you can do daily. This is something you can do weekly. You can do self-assessments every quarter of the year. And it's going to assist you in improving who you are and how you're showing up. So by all means necessary, assess, dig in deep, get a clear picture of who you are and what you're dealing with so that we can move forward with the best results.